What was supposed to be a routine final press conference for Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach quickly spiraled into complete mayhem. Fans expected the usual verbal sparring, promotional hype, and predictable stare-downs. Instead, everything blew up. During the face-off, Tank suddenly snapped, and the calm promotional setting turned chaotic in seconds. Tension poured over the stage, security rushed in, and the atmosphere shifted instantly. Whatever started as a boxing build-up crossed into something far more personal, leaving everyone in the room stunned.
Who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumb. I'ma beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For real. So y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet. If y'all was loud.
He got the other wood over there.
Like, twisted up. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want.
None of that.
My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'ma fuck him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get fucked up over here. What do I look like getting fucked up?
Okay.
That shit.
Okay.
That shit ain't never gonna stop nothing over here.
And he gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee it.
Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight. Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you fucked up.
Even before the event officially kicked off, the energy inside the venue felt heavy. Lamont Roach was loud and confident, making it clear he wasn't intimidated in the slightest. He boldly claimed he wasn't afraid of Tank and promised to shock everyone watching that night, setting the tone for what was clearly going to be a heated encounter. Tank had been hearing non-stop criticism leading into this fight. People kept saying the matchup didn't matter, that he should be aiming higher, and that Roach was an easy option. So when the two finally stood face to face, everything boiled over. The second Tank stepped into Roach's space, the tension exploded. This wasn't trash talk anymore. It felt like a fight was about to break out right there. Tank looked ready to swing, emotions running high. Roach didn't back down, locking eyes and standing his ground as hostility escalated. When Tank lunged forward, security had no choice but to intervene immediately. This wasn't just promotion. These two have history, having faced each other multiple times as amateurs, with Tank winning every encounter. Old wounds, pride, and pressure all collided under the bright lights. Roach has waited years for this moment. He truly believes he's evolved into a completely different fighter since those amateur losses. In his mind, this is the chance to rewrite history and finally flip the outcome in his favor.
Fought twice in the same tournament. So, yeah, and we fought in the Junior Olympics, in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
You fought in the regionals and then fought again in the nationals?
Yeah, so we fought in the regionals in Baltimore, in his hometown. It was a close fight. Obviously, I thought I won. There was like an incident where a point got taken from both of us, and it only should have been him, or whatever the case may be. And we sent the tape to USA Boxing, and USA Boxing sent us an at-large bid to go to the nationals.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, and then they put us on two different sides of the bracket, and we met up in the championship.
And he took it again.
Yeah, he won a close fight, man.
Too close.
I thought I won that one too.
But if we're being real, most fans aren't buying that storyline. Tank has already proven himself at the elite level, finishing top-tier opponents, collecting world titles, and becoming one of boxing's biggest attractions. Roach, meanwhile, is still fighting for respect and trying to establish himself as a true star on the biggest stage.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations, sometimes at will, without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience, he has the knowledge, he has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
That's why a large portion of the boxing world sees this fight as nothing more than another routine check for Tank. One of the loudest conversations surrounding this matchup is the belief that Tank is simply cashing out before walking away from the sport altogether.
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight, you're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
After our second fight. Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Tank himself has hinted that his boxing journey won't last much longer, suggesting that he plans to step away after next year. Because of that, many expected him to chase legacy-defining fights before calling it quits.
That's why I don't want boxing more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
Fans were hoping to see him close out his career against massive names like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or Teofimo Lopez. Instead, he's facing Lamont Roach, a decision that left many questioning his motivations and debating what this fight truly adds to his legacy.
I know Lamont Roach, but you know, when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fights that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire. So don't come and but don't come and come at me and go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, very big bollocks and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over and then you fight for 15 million and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered, I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. You know, but was it Unquell didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about, 50 million. First offer. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
And it's not just the opponent choice that has people talking. There are growing concerns about Tank's mindset. He's recently described boxing as boring, which has led fans to wonder if the hunger and fire that once made him unstoppable are starting to fade.
Are you retiring?
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened during the time because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Edelby usually they're around to?
You think you might regain the love for it though? You never know. Like say you got to talk today.
On the opposite side, Roach looks more driven than ever. This moment means everything to him. He's chasing validation, respect, and a chance to finally change the story that's followed him since those amateur losses.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say?
This fight represents the biggest opportunity of Roach's entire career. Almost no one believes in him, and that lack of respect is fueling his motivation. If he somehow pulls off the upset, his career instantly transforms. Still, most fans expect a one-sided result. Tank has beaten Roach before, and the widespread belief is that history will repeat itself once again.
Lamont and Tank have history. What can you tell us about their history and how that's going to play into the fight?
They got amateur history. They fought maybe 2 or 3 times. Tank being the winner. They sparred a few times. Tank got the best of the spar. They just bigger and stronger now, you know? Older.
Now, there's some word out there that Lamont say, you know, he got some film that don't make Tank look too good. What could that? How could that affect, you know, the outcome on December 14th?
Shit, man. Tank last 4 or 5 opponents all had film about how they beat him up in spawn. If that's the case, that shit happens. But fight night, we all know the outcome.
However, some insiders see things differently. There's an argument that Roach might be the most technically refined opponent Tank has faced. Keyshawn Davis believes Roach's accuracy and ring intelligence could turn this into a much tougher fight than expected. If Roach can survive the early power shots, drag the fight into deeper rounds, and outbox Tank, a shocking upset could be possible. That said, Tank's power remains the ultimate wild card. One clean shot can change everything, which is why many experts don't expect this fight to reach the final bell.
Davis, bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer, George was a puncher, Ernest Shavers was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition.
Yeah,
He's doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that, Tank is a really good.
And let's be honest, many fans believe that instead of facing Lamont Roach, Gervonta Tank Davis should be testing himself against Keyshawn Davis to truly prove he's still willing to take on the toughest challenges available.